What's up, Run fam? It's your boy Cecil Smith back again, finally. Uh, Off this week, so I want to make a couple videos, get caught up a little bit on some things. Today, I wanted to talk about recovery. And what's motivating this video is I saw a video by PJF Performance, and usually the guy's like really good, dropping knowledge about vertical jump, picking up speed, how to do exercises, how to work on basketball skills and stuff. And usually he's like really knowledgeable. So when I saw the video come out, it was about recovery. I was really excited to watch it. But then when I watched it, the only thing he said was, is like, if you're hurting afterwards, you probably did too much. It's like there's no magic bullet for recovery. And I thought that was a little disingenuous because as somebody who's over 40 years old, when you try to be active and do stuff and do it on a continual basis, like there are certain things you can do to help yourself. And when you're younger, when you're in your 20s, early 30s, yeah, you may not see that benefit necessarily, or you may not concentrate it. But once you get upper 30s, early 40s, the recovery part of it is almost as important as the workout. So for him to say that there's no magic bullet that you can do. Yeah, there's not one thing that you're going to be, back up after 20 minutes or 2 hours and be ready to do a full workout again. No, there's nothing like that. But there are certain things you can do to help cut down on your recovery time back to where you can give that full effort again. So I'm going to go through some things that I think help me, and I'm going to break them down as passive, quasi passive, where you don't have to do a whole lot, and then things that you have to be active doing in the recovery process to help you out. So I'll start out and I'll go through these kind of quick just to kind of lay them out so you get the full list, and then I'll break them down a little bit further at the end on some of them. So the first thing, the passive stuff that you really don't have to do a whole lot of, is to be hydrated. That's number one. If you go into a workout or a strenuous activity, you want to be hydrated, and you can check your hydration level just when you go to the bathroom. Just check your urine color. If it's clear or light yellow, you're in good shape. You should be good to go. If it's dark yellow or cloudy or there's something else in it, then you should probably not do that workout or not do that competition, whatever it is. You risk cramping up, maybe getting lightheaded, dizzy, hurting yourself, worse than what it would be taking time off, waiting, get yourself hydrated. And I'll give you some tips on hydrating and different things at the end of this video. The next thing that you can do passively is sleep. And when I say sleep, I don't mean, well, I had a hard workout today, so I'm going to add extra 30 minutes. I get 5 hours of sleep, I'm going to go for 5.5 tonight. Not that. This is go to bed, don't set the alarm, and just sleep as long as you can. And when your body's ready, it will tell you when to get up. And that may be 7 hours, maybe 8 hours, maybe longer if it was a really hard workout or a real strenuous activity that you need to recover from. But that deep sleep is when your body recovers. Everything's disconnected, like your mind's disconnected from the muscles themselves. Everything can just completely and fully relax. So you need that sleep. And I'll go through a little bit more of the stages of sleep and why it's important at the end too. The next thing is some of the what I call the quasi-passive stuff. It's stuff you're already doing, but if you take an active role in it, it can kind of change maybe the recovery process for you a little bit. So this is heat and cold treatments as far as like showering goes. So you're taking a shower anyway. For me, after a workout, and I would say within 2 hours of the workout, if I take a shower, like I want it to be a hot workout. But even like the rest of the day, so if I go for a run at like 6 o'clock or later, I would just take a hot shower the rest of the day. Like I would not even try to fool with like a hot shower and then a cold shower or something like that. I would just do hot, because to me, you want to keep that blood flowing. You want to keep it circulating in your muscles. You want to keep them warm, keep them relaxed, so you can get as much blood flow to them as possible, to carry as much nutrients to them as possible. That's why you want to do that. Now, the exception to that is if you've hurt something, if you've pulled something, strained something, then you may want to look at putting ice on it, actually, to slow blood flow to that particular area. But as long as it was just a normal workout, and the muscles are just a little sore or maybe a little tight even, I would go with just warm shower at that point. The cold shower, though, I think is also important. because it does, a couple of things for you. If you follow the Wim Hof method, cold showers, ice baths, those types of things help your immune system because it adds like a little bit of stress to your body. It stresses you out a little bit, and a little bit of stress is good. But the other thing that it does is kind of constricts the muscles, tightens everything up, and it tightens up the blood vessels so that the blood is flowing through at a higher velocity. So anything in there that maybe it gotten stuck on the walls, or when you're doing that ice bath, you're trying to squeeze the last little bit of any lactic acid buildup in there. It'll help clear that out a little bit better. And if you're well hydrated, then you've got more fluid to help carry that stuff out of your body. So that all helps. It all works together. The non-passive stuff, the stuff that you have to be active doing, is right after a workout. What I've started doing, well, and I say workout, I'm mostly just run. But after a run, what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll stretch out. Like try to, like, within 5 or 10 minutes, go ahead and stretch out the leg muscles. So, and I think that would work for pretty much any activity, whatever you're doing. If you're doing something with arms, shoulders, whatever it happens to be, just go ahead and stretch that muscle out. And there's different stretch, even your abdominal muscles and your back muscles. You can do stretches and find stretches to do those after a workout. Beyond that, you can go with the massage gun. And see, and this is what was misleading about his video. This is a Nordic track. I don't know if that'll show up right or not. That may be backwards. I thought I fixed that. Anyway, the Nordic track, it's not a bad massage gun. It's not like the top end. It's not the high end massage gun, but it's a decent one. It's probably middle of the range. It has 6 different attachments. The thing about massage guns are, and I wish I'd had this thing like 15, 20 years ago, to be honest with you. Not that I was working out like crazy then, but man, it would just be nice just to, hit muscles every now and then, just to loosen things up. When you use a massage gun, you only want to do it for about 2 minutes in a particular area. So if you're doing your calf muscles or your thighs, arms, back, whatever it is, just put a 2-minute limit on it, because it is pulsating. It is compressing that area, and it's beating up the muscle a little bit. You're trying to loosen stuff up so that that acid, that buildup in there, gets out of the muscles. Everything gets cleared out. Any knots that are in there get, kind of beaten out and smoothed out so that the muscle can work like it's supposed to. And you have as much range of motion as possible. And there's different attachments on this. For just loosening up, I'll use this one. And then if I want to go in like on my calf muscles and like really get a knot out, I'll use this one just to drive down in there with a little bit higher speed, just to knock the muscle down a little bit. But that's something you can do to help recovery, to help loosen the muscles up, help let the blood get in there, and help get the junk back out of it. The next thing is foam rolling. With the massage gun, you want to do about 2 minutes an area. I don't know that you can over foam roll, because it does take a certain amount of effort from you to actually to do it. But it's another thing where I wish I would have had, before. So after a night of playing basketball or something like that, come back, roll the legs out, or even first thing in the morning, roll the legs out, just help loosen them up, help get all the knots out. I think that really helps tremendously. And the last thing that you could do, and this is kind of a passive thing, but calf sleeves, you can wear them during a workout or something like that. But this will do the same thing as like that cold shower, where it kind of constricts the blood vessels to increase the velocity of the blood coming through your veins, to help return it, get the oxygen in it, and make it back down to the muscles where you need it. You can use it during a workout. If it's a hard, quick workout, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. If it's something where you're doing an aerobic activity or long distance runs or something like that, it may be beneficial just to help that blood flow. For me, whenever I run or do anything, I try to use compression, not just calf sleeves necessarily, but I'll definitely do it on my thighs because I think that helps. Yeah, I really do. And I think it'll help in the recovery process too, especially if you're just walking around wearing the calf sleeves. You may feel like you look goofy or something, but it is helping the circulation, helping you recover faster. So that's kind of the quick tips. hydration, sleep, hot shower, cold shower at the right time. And as far as the cold showers go, I would not do them within probably 4 hours of a hard workout. Once you get away from that point, I think you're good. And if you're going to ice bath, I would want to be like 12 hours or so, or 18 hours away from a hard workout or a competition, whatever you're ice bathing for, because you're going to just soak in that for a little bit. But cold shower for me first thing in the morning is great. Then beyond that, stretch after an activity. Use massage gun if you have the capability. Foam roll if you can, and then some type of calf sleeve or compression during down periods, and those will help. Beyond that, nutrition. Once you get done with the workout, and this is kind of the active stuff again, I guess, is get some energy back in your body, get some calories back in your body. It actually is pretty important. Some of the stuff that I've read and watched, protein's not actually the most important thing. So you're thinking after workout, I need to get a protein shake or something, or I just wasted it. Protein you can eat during the day, and that'll all go towards your muscle building after you're done, your muscle recovery, if you're not trying to bulk or anything like that. But after a workout, let's say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet, you go run 3 miles, that's 500 calories, 450 to 500, I guess, depending on your weight and the intensity of the run, but somewhere in that area. So that's almost a quarter of your calories for the day that you've used in maybe a 30 to 40 minute period. So you still have 23 and a half hours of calorie that you need to get out of that 1,500. So even if you're trying to operate in a calorie deficit and lose weight, something like that, you still need to get energy back in after that workout. And even if you're planning your meals around it, okay, I'm going to go work out, and as soon as I'm done, I'm going to hit one of my meals and kind of, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. That's great. But just kind of keep in mind, you probably need a little bit extra during the day to help that recovery, so that you're able to get that next intense effort back. Because that's really the key. The older you get, you can still go out and perform 80, 90% of what you used to. It's just, how fast can you get back to doing that effort again? Is it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? You got to take a week off. Before you would be doing higher intensity, better efforts, back-to-back days. And you'd be a little bit sore in the morning, but eventually you'd shake it off. And then, now it's, 2, 3 days. You can still go out and do that activity, no problem. Still perform at a high level, but it's just how long does it take to get back? And that's really the key is that recovery process. The other thing you can do is take the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, full disclosure. But my mom had issues. She would take them, every day, Aleve, and she actually had an allergy to the naproxen, and it shut down her kidneys. So know your body if you're going to do that. Most of the time I'll think, I'm going to take an ibuprofen because that'll help too, and then I'll forget about it, and it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Sometimes I think it does, does it really? I don't know. It's an anti-inflammatory, so that should get swelling or anything down. Like I said, if you've hurt yourself during an activity, you're probably better off just taking a couple of days anyway, just to feel things out. Especially if you've hurt yourself running. A lot of, like little leg things can show up, and I've had stuff that's just stopped me for weeks, where I had Achilles pain. But I do want to go back and touch on some of the hydration stuff. So that's like all the tips there for you. But explaining some more in depth about the hydration. So before you go do a competition, you want to stop hydrating about 2 hours before the competition, or your workout or whatever. Once you get inside that 2-hour window, you basically just want to sip. You can still have water, but you're not chugging down a half a bottle at a time, or a Gatorade or Powerade or something like that. You're just, kind of sipping kind of as you need it. Once you get into a competition, that's why I said it's important to check your hydration level beforehand, because once you start that activity, you are not going to be able to hydrate during it. And I haven't read anything that says definitively what causes the side cramps, where you get that side stitch when you're doing an activity. But to me, what makes sense is, if you eat or drink right before you go out and do it, everything inside your body is moving, your stomach's moving up and down. And if you've just put stuff into it, now you've got a little extra weight in there that's kind of pulling, and eventually that jostling around puts a strain on the interior of your body where it's connected to the sidewalls and stuff. And that's what causes that side stitch. So that's one thing why you don't want to eat or drink right beforehand. As far as eating goes, I would stop, big meals, nothing closer than 4 hours before you're ready to do anything. And within that 4 hour window, maybe like a small snack or something, just, like a little quick energy before you get ready to go. But nothing big, nothing larger than a banana or a granola bar, something like that. And then as far as whenever you get done with the activity, start hydrating right again. That's when you're going to get your hydration built back up. That's going to help your muscle recovery, get the bad junk out, help flush it out. Just have that water, that extra fluid available. Sleeping, a little more in depth on sleeping. The brain goes through, there's 5 different brain waves that you go through. You have delta waves, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Pretty standard Greek stuff there. But the delta waves are the ones where so delta and theta are sleep waves. Theta is where you have your REM sleep, and delta is just where everything is completely shut down and you're not doing anything. And that's where your muscle recovery really happens, is when you're in that deep sleep. The brain's disconnected from the muscles. The muscles aren't sitting there ready to fire or anything like that. They're just down. They're just sitting there completely turned off for a few minutes. So that's why I say if you just sleep, try to get as much sleep as you can. That'll help you during that recovery process, because that'll give you more of an opportunity to just have those muscles turned off completely. The alpha, beta, and gamma waves are while you're awake. Just alpha is like your routine activities where you're brushing your teeth or you're in the shower and you're doing stuff you're not really thinking about it. Beta is where you're trying to learn something new. Hopefully like during this video. And gamma waves are where you're so ultra focused in your activity that you're doing. I kind of compare that to being in the zone right then, where things are just going automatically. You have to think and react to stuff, but your mind's kind of in a little bit of an automatic phase, but it's just firing, super fast. And I think that's about it. So I'm not going to make this video any longer. If you've made it this far, awesome. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to get some more videos out this week too. Talk about the Hokas, maybe a little bit of Wim Hof. All right, so stay tuned for that. All right, be careful. See you guys later.